Hello to all my friends out there. Hi, you guys. Guess what? It's hot again. Yes, I'm back in hell. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. It's still hot. I cannot look nice when I'm hot. Also, I had such bad insomnia that I had to break down and take a sleeping pill last night because I was afraid that I was going to get Alzheimer's or something. This is really a nice candle, but it's called Forest something, and I thought when I bought it that I really loved it, but you know, what good is it if your wick burns down so small you can't burn it? So let's see, I put my tea in the freezer to try and freeze it because it's so darn hot. I hate hot weather. If I move to Arizona, I would like to, oh no, I would like to buy a house in Nevada, but I would not like to live there all the time because then I would have to endure the hot weather, which would be horrible. So this is black tea I buy for 1 penny per bag. That is why I'm talking so crazy. I haven't had any sleep for days and weeks. Ever since. So here is my new stone. Now, let me mention something. This is the kind of rocks I try to find for my garden. And it's very difficult to find something. But I like this. And I listed it for $50. And chances are no one's going to buy it. But that's okay because it looks really nice with my plants. Another thing is my plants, if any of you have house plants, it has been so miserably hot that I have been watering my plants with ice water, and they really like it. See how happy my plant is? So now it's dinner time. Yes. Okay, now I went to Walmart, of course, and I bought I'm really glad, owie, I am really glad I bought this too. I bought this tasty little Cornish game hen, yes. And I just, I washed it good with water and salt, and then, here it is. I roasted it on the breast side, and then I flipped it to make sure, you know, everything was properly cooked. And I just put mixed herb. No, I didn't have any, so I had to use Italian seasoning. And then I put some margarine, and then I poured a little tiny bit of chicken bouillon. I made 2 cups so that my Cornish game hen wouldn't get dried out. And this is actually enough for two meals. When I used to work in barbershops, the men that weren't married, lucky them, they would buy, no, that was rude, not lucky them, but, you know, they would buy meals enough for 2 nights, and then, you know, they didn't have to cook. So I had, I'll put it on the plate. I had chicken bouillon left, so I just put some white rice in there, and I boiled it. So you can see this meal, unlike my customers in the barber shop, this is more than enough for 2 meals, way more than enough. So what I did was I had about 2 cups minus a little bit that I put in my Cornish game hen. So I had margarine, I had Italian seasoning, and a little chicken broth from my bouillon cubes, and then the rest I put like 3/4 cup rice in my bouillon cube. And now let me see if I can get this out in one piece. I hope so. Yummy, look, I burned his little tail. Yummy, this is going to be good. I'm glad I bought this thing. So this is going to be a really cheap dinner. I mean, my rice and my bouillon cubes cost next to nothing. So now how I tested it to see if it was done is I took a fork and I just pulled on the legs. See how my leg's coming off? Yes, that's how I tested it. That's the tried and true method. Now, I had in my stockpile this asparagus, see, 50% off, 99 cents only. So I just heated it up, and now I want to eat it with my Cornish game hen. So see how this is more, well, this is enough for dinner for two. So let me put it, if I can get it. I wanted to put it on each side, but you know, it was hard to get out. So now, this has enough salt on it. So what I will do is I will put a little of, I have Parmesan cheese, I will put a little bit on my asparagus, and that will taste good. Oops. So I want to be cheap, but every once in a while I have to eat some decent food. So if I was going to hazard a guess, I would say I'll put a lot of black pepper on everything. So, now, how about this, you guys? $3.50. No need to be eating out. No, just go to Walmart. I bought my son a couple of these, so that was cheap. That's the idea. Now, I want to show you what I bought at Walmart today. Am I going to be sweating bullets? No, I'll just eat my turkey loaf if anything goes wrong. I will try to find some, or I'll give it to my son, and when they're tired, they can eat it. Now, let's see. Let me taste this. I think it should be pretty good, you guys. Do I possibly have a knife in this house? So let's see, I think I'll be a barbarian since no one is here but me, and I will just eat myself a little Cornish game hen leg, and then I'll throw the bone over my shoulder. Look at this dainty little... This is what I do when nobody's around. I don't actually throw the bones over my shoulder, but I could, and no one would know. That is good. And that is a cheap, cost-effective meal. Am I going to be starving? Oh, hell no. And guess what? Now that you guys met me, neither are you. Did I ever tell you guys that I drive people nuts? Yes, I drive some people nuts. It's my zest for life or something. Okay, so now I wanted to mention this. If you can find these $1 cans of menudo, I would stockpile these, because if you have flour tortillas and you have this, let's see, how many servings is this? It doesn't servings, it's in Spanish. Oh, 1 cup. So yikes. I guess this is 16 ounces, so this would be 2 servings, but if you had corn tortillas and you had this menudo, you could get by. You could. All right, now, no. Now, let's pretend, like a game, let's pretend there was no stimulus checks there was no unemployment, and so what would this be? This would be a recession right now as we speak. One may be coming right now as we speak. So I thought back on my past when I knew I was in a recession, and one thing that was like in these recessions is nobody had any cash and nobody had any credit. Also, the banks don't like to dispense with cash. One Friday night I went to the bank and I said, I need $3,500. They go, well, we can't give you that much money. I go, I've got to have this money. This isn't like, can I have it? I need it. You have to get it for me. They wouldn't get it out. I called my dad. My dad goes down there, la la la, and I got it. Now, it's the exact same now. Go to your bank and try to withdraw, say, maybe a little bit more, maybe 5,000, and you know what they're going to say? Why do you want it? What? Who cares? It's our money, right? So what we want to do is we want to hoard cash, small bills, so that we can pay everything in cash if needs be. And I would hoard ones, fives, and tens, and coins, which is easier said than done. Okay, so now as far as the stockpile goes, one thing I think I'm going to add to my stockpile, and I don't know why I haven't been stockpiling this in the past, is beef jerky. I can make pretty good beef jerky, but I don't know if it lasts as long as the stuff you buy, so I'll be looking into that. But I expect, okay, now this plan of giving everyone the child earned income thing, $3,000, well, my guess would be because we're going to need it because of inflation. So what we want to do is we want to prepare for inflation. So in my opinion, this is just my opinion, you guys can do what you want to do, I'd say go for canned food, just in case. Like, you know, it's getting close to payday, you get and stockpile your freezer full of cheap meat. You know, you've seen me eating cheap meat. Now, this is $3.50. Truthfully, if you're really hungry, that's enough for one person. $3 though is still pretty reasonable, because if you go out and you buy a hamburger and some fries, it's going to cost you at least $3.50. So beef jerky and canned food, a safe drinking water. Okay, you heard about in Texas the brain-eating amoeba. Yes. I'm suspicious. Where did this amoeba come from? This sounds kind of like something not natural. Okay, so now we want to save seeds so that if something happens, we can plant some food. You might think, I can't plant any food. Well, if there was no food, you probably could plant some, right? Personally, I can't grow anything except cactus. But I'm still trying. So now I want to talk about the Bible. Okay, Revelation 6:6. 2 pounds wheat for a day wages, 6 pounds barley for a day wages. Do not damage the oil and the wine. Okay, so basically what they're saying is 1 day wages for you to eat. But a lot of people in this country work 1 day, and by the time they pay all their expenses, that's all the money they have too. They're just earning enough money to buy a roof over their heads, some food, and, you know, just getting by 1 day. I used to get so irate, and what I couldn't understand at the time when I was getting irate is financially stable people usually don't put the screws to their employees. That's just not the way they operate. Or any other dealings that you're having. So you want to consider, you know, who you're trusting. So this has been predicted in the Bible that it's going to happen. So like all the Christians are going, what? Okay, so now I want to mention on the subject of pulse. Edible seeds, beans, lentils, peas, and chickpeas. I would say pick up a bag or two of these. Well, what I'm doing is I'm buying like $1 or $2 for the stockpile each day, or it can be each week. Edible seeds, that would be like maybe like sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds. Some of the seeds are getting pricey, like pine nuts. Okay, so now what we want to watch out for is drought, famine, and pestilence. Okay, drought, lack of water for crops, pestilence, devouring pests, and so now we have seen some evidence of it was root rot on the wheat. Now, we're going to think back and say, okay, at the beginning of this pandemic, we had a shortage of toilet paper, flour, and yeast. So we want to stockpile that because it just happened to us. And so we want to, what is probably, if we were going to head towards a famine, it would probably be wheat, soy, corn, and tomatoes. So Walmart still has the big cans of tomato for 80-something cents. I would just stockpile 1 or 2 of those every now and then. And then dry fruit and nuts. You know, just pick up any dry fruit, prunes, in the day. Now, I don't eat these that much, but I'm considering. They used to boil them and then, you know, raisins. They used to boil them and then eat them like with your oatmeal. So, no. This is kind of interesting. The Bible refers to famine 100 times that rarely lasted longer than 1 year. Well, the Great Depression lasted 10 years, and that was what's so devastating. This recession may last until after I'm 6 feet under. Who knows? It could get worse before it gets better as well. So I'd say the main thing in my mind, what I would say to do, what I will do, is hamburger, chicken, and bacon in the freezer, potatoes, rice, and sweet potatoes, canned fruit, canned vegetables, evaporated milk, and oil. And I did stockpile some grape stuff like grape jam and grape juice. So, okay, you guys, please like, comment, and subscribe, and God bless you all.